What's up, YouTube? Big Dog here, back in for another edition of Big Dog Movie Reviews. Today, it's one of those videos where we're taking a break from the brand new movies and the newer ones out there. This movie is about, I think it came out in 2007. It is, so it makes it 12 years old, almost 20 now, or almost 12 and 20, where I got that, I don't know. It's 12 years old, almost 13. It's got starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., and Mark Ruffalo, and that film is Zodiac. There are some semi-spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it. It's on Netflix at the time of me watching it. That's how I watched it. Whether it's still on there when you're watching this video, who knows? But, yeah. So if you haven't watched Zodiac yet and you don't want anything spoiled for you, wait till after you see the movie to watch this video. Same format as always, likes, dislikes, final score, final comments. Let's get into it. So Zodiac, likes. The opening detective scene was really cool with Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo plays a detective in the film, obviously, as I just stated. But it's like an opening, this very first scene, he's like sitting there, he's at one of the crime scenes from the Zodiac killer. And he is sitting there, it's like saying, like talking through, he's like in the mind of the killer. And he's like, I'm in the back seat. I kill you. I do that. How does this get there? And then he's just like it was. I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it, but he's like bouncing off of his partner too, and it's like you can just really tell it was really cool to see him in the mind of the Zodiac killer. I thought that was a really cool scene in the film. Just so cool to watch and listen to as Ruffalo talks his way through his thought process. Jake Gyllenhaal and Robert Downey Jr.'s relationship within the film was cool to watch and watch it develop. Jake Gyllenhaal's takes place. They both work at this like newspaper, the Chronicle, I think, San Francisco. I don't know, can't really quite remember. But Jake Gyllenhaal plays a cartoonist, whereas Robert Downey Jr. plays a man who spends the majority of the film covering the Zodiac killer in the newspaper. So I thought it was really cool because like Jake Gyllenhaal's got a reputation throughout this building, throughout this employer as being like kind of he does a good job, but just like kind of being a little weird. So and that's definitely what Robert Downey Jr. thought of him at first. So I thought it was kind of cool to watch Robert Downey Jr. just like realize that there's a little more to this guy than what the office believes. And just kind of watch their relationship bud into like a friendship, and then even have it crumble at the end. Towards the end of the film, these two kind of burn their bridges and they don't really talk anymore. So I thought it was just kind of interesting. Not character arc, but relationship arc, I would say, between these two characters. It was just very interesting to watch them become close friends and then have it crumble away. And it was also cool to see Jake Gyllenhaal take over the case and have Ruffalo help him on the side. So years and years and years this film takes place over so long. And it was just cool to see obviously it's based on a true story. The Zodiac killer has never been confirmed to who it was. And but at one point in the film the police department didn't want to deal with it anymore. But Jake Gyllenhaal was so invested in this case, even when the police department was doing that he just had to know who did it. So he's like kind of doing his own detective work with like Mark Ruffalo kind of secretly helping him on the side. And I thought that was a really cool part of the film to see. And it was just really cool to see like someone who's not a detective, someone who doesn't do this for a living, be so good at it and so thought through of it, and just and really make a lot of ground. He probably made just as much, if not more, ground than the police department. So it was really cool to see a cartoonist do detective work and do it very well. I thought that was a very interesting aspect of the film. And it also showed with Ruffalo helping him that he never really wanted to drop the case or stop working on it because he switched from the homicide department to some other one. But Ruffalo helping Jake Gyllenhaal without even a lot of people really knowing it shows that Ruffalo, like, deep down still wanted to work on this case, never really wanted to give up on it, and still wanted to find out who did it. So I thought that was kind of a really interesting part to see Ruffalo's character, to see the part of Ruffalo's character in the film. And Jake Gyllenhaal he did a good job. I mean, everyone in this film did a good job. Ruffalo, I think, was my favorite character, but Jake Gyllenhaal did the best acting job. So I thought that was a key point to say. Jake Gyllenhaal did a really good job. That's it for the likes. Now on to the dislikes. There's a scene in this movie where Ruffalo, like, there's some newspaper headline that every single person and their brother wanted to talk to Mark Ruffalo and the detective agency. And I did not get a clear indication on why everyone immediately wants to speak to Ruffalo. I would have liked a little more clear explanation on why the whole city is flocking to him and trying to tell him their side of the Zodiac killer story. So yeah, that kind of left me with some questions. I didn't get a clear explanation. Oh, yes. Robert Downey Jr.'s life, he ends up not working at the newspaper anymore. I don't even know if he got fired or he quit. I think it was fired, but I don't know. But there's a scene where he reunites with Jake Gyllenhaal, and that's a scene where their relationship really crumbles to pieces. But like you can tell that Robert Downey Jr.'s character is like in a slump. He's doing a lot of smoking. He's doing a lot of drinking, and I just don't know why his life fell apart so quickly. And I would have liked to see a little more explanation onto why Robert Downey Jr.'s character's life just crumbled before him. I think it's just because he got fired. I don't know, maybe he was bummed out or something. But I would have liked a little more clear explanation on that. Something to 100% so I know. And the very ending scene was Jake Gyllenhaal and Arthur Lee Allen, or that guy who played Arthur Lee Allen, who's a real character. When the real Zodiac killer case was taking place, Arthur Lee Allen was always kind of lead suspect. Even though it was obviously, like I said, it was never confirmed. But he was always kind of the one everyone thought was doing it. But there's the very ending scene is Jake Gyllenhaal having a stare down with the guy who played Arthur Lee Allen. I would have liked to know why this is happening. It wasn't very clear. I have right here maybe because Jake knew it was him and Arthur knew that he knew that. But I would have liked to have a little more confirmation or make it a little more clear that's what's going on. That kind of just left me with some questions, sitting there what just happened, that type of thing. But that's it for the likes and dislikes, so now into the score. Zodiac was a pretty enjoyable film. I was definitely pleased that I watched it. I don't regret watching it at all. Very good film. Well, not very good, but good. But I think Zodiac deserves a 6 out of 10. It was a very interesting watch. It was one of those movies that keeps you thinking. So I thought that was pretty nice to experience. It's 2.5 hours. It's a long movie. So your brain's really working that whole time. I thought that was pretty interesting. And I'm enjoying some Ruffalo lately. Between this and Dark Waters, all I've ever seen Mark Ruffalo as is Bruce Banner in the Avengers and Hulk. So I think seeing Ruffalo's little diverse portfolio a little more, so I'm really enjoying it. I think if I get a chance, I might watch some more Ruffalo films that are out there. And I've also always have a soft spot for crime films. American Made. I know it's not like a lot of holy grail movies for people, but I just love American Made with Tom Cruise. I think it's amazing. But I think I just have a soft spot for crime movies like this. And it was just, a nice break from all the talked about movies nowadays with the Oscars coming up. Everyone's jabbing about the Oscars and whatnot and all these big giant films. So this was a nice change of pace. So Zodiac, 6 out of 10. But that's all I got to say. It's a review. It's going in the book. Smash that like button. Smash, 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 smash. Do leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the film if you've seen it. If you thought it was better than a 6 out of 10. If you thought it was worse. I'd always like to know other people's thoughts. And do subscribe to the channel if you are any type of movie fan. I keep the movie reviews flowing. I adore film. I adore watching film. And this is just me showing my passion to the world through YouTube. And as always, if you're looking to get a little more involved with the channel, do follow the corresponding Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd accounts. The username for all three of those is @BigDogMR79. Almost forgot it there. But I'll put it on the end of the screen, like always at the end of the video. That's all I got today. I'll see you guys for the next movie review, and as always, change the world. I'll see you later.